From an abusive marriage to balance, navigating trauma, VAVA approval, psychiatric evaluations, and the tools to reclaim your life. My name is Revutsky. I'm a psychiatric expert working in immigration. Before we begin, I want to be clear. This is not legal advice. What I'm offering you today is something different. A guide rooted in the psychiatric and trauma science to help you understand what happened to you, what your options are, and how to begin reclaiming balance after an abusive marriage. What I've seen in my work with survivors has taught me that the path forward requires more than legal steps alone. It requires understanding your mind and body well enough to trust them again. That is what we're here to talk about today. If you're living with the aftermath of an abusive marriage, the fear, the exhaustion, the feeling that you will never feel like yourself again, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 things of what abuse actually did to your nervous system, what the legal path to what safety looks like through VAVA. In the next video, I will share practical tools that you can start using to begin reclaiming your sense of safety, your identity, and your life. What you're experiencing is not weakness. This is what was done to you. What you're feeling right now, the hypervigilance, the exhaustion, the difficulty trusting people, the way you flinch at a raised voice or a slammed door is not weakness. It's not a sign that something is permanently wrong with you. It is your nervous system reacting to what was done to you by a person who made your home feel unsafe. See, there is a difference between being broken and being traumatized. Your nervous system learned very precisely and very efficiently that the person who was closest to you was a serious source of danger. It kept you on guard. The work we're going to talk about today is not about fixing what's wrong with you. It's about teaching your nervous system something new, that safety is real and that is available to you right now. What the abuse did to your nervous system is something that you have to understand, because our nervous system has 3 general states. The first is when you feel safe, connected, in love, calm, and capable of anything. It's where you can adapt to problems and be present with the person who you love. The second is when our sympathetic system gets activated. This is when you become on guard, anxious, and alert. Your body's preparing to fight or run. Your heart rate goes up and your senses become sharp. And the third is a total shutdown. When the threat is constant, you see, when you're on a constant stressful situation with your abusive partner, your nervous system just shuts down. You start feeling heavy, numb, and exhausted, kind of dead inside, even when you're pushing through. And here is what sustained intimate partner abuse does. It holds you in an activated shutdown state for so long that your nervous system forgets how to come back to safety on its own. It sort of stops being flexible and you get stuck. The yelling trained your body to stay on alert. The gaslighting, being told that your perceptions were wrong, that what you saw you didn't see, and what you knew you don't know, made you distrust your body and the mind altogether. The financial control, when the person removes sources that you need to feel safe. The isolation made sure that there was no one to run to and no one to kind of check in with to regulate yourself. Now let's talk about the legal path. Let's talk about what VAVA makes possible, which is one of the most important things your nervous system needs in order to begin healing the experience of external safety. Not just feeling safer inside, but being safe legally, structurally, and on paper. Now, VAVA, which is the Violence Against Women Act, provides a legal pathway for immigrant survivors of abuse to petition for immigration status independent of the abuser. You see, you don't need their cooperation, you don't need their signature, and you do not need them to know that you're applying for VAVA. The process has three core components. Number one is the documentation of abuse. This includes anything that creates a paper record of what happened to you. Police report, medical records, photographs, texts, emails, financial records. If you were economically controlled, the receipts that you were forced to give to your partner, the bank account you couldn't have access to, the family property that they made you sell to support them. All of this is documentable evidence of a pattern of abuse. The second, a very important part, is a psychological evaluation. A qualified psychiatric provider who's professionally trained in trauma and immigration cases will conduct a formal assessment. This evaluation will document not just what happened to you, but what it has done to your nervous system. The fear, the nightmares, the difficulty trusting, the total collapse of self-worth, the way sudden sounds pull you back into the memory of the person's anger, the partner's anger. All of this becomes part of a clinical record that supports your case in court. And the third is self-petition or an application to USCIS. With the right documentation and the well-prepared psychological evaluation, this petition tells your story in the legal language that system requires. What I want to say is something about a psychological evaluation, specifically because many survivors arrive to the appointments being guarded, suspicious, questioning why they're being asked certain things and whether it's safe to answer honestly. This being on guard is not a problem. It is evidence. It is your nervous system behaving exactly the way it's designed. And a good evaluator will understand this. They will give you time. They will provide reassurance. And once you feel safe enough to speak, what you say matters enormously. Your story told honestly in a safe space to someone who's trained to hear it is one of the most powerful tools in your VAVA case. What I want you to take from this video, one thing is this: what happened to you has a name, a mechanism, and the path forward. The fear is real. Your exhaustion is real. The difficulty trusting is real. All of it is predictable, traceable result of what was done to you, not evidence of who you are. So if you're in the process of VAVA or considering applying for VAVA, the links below include resources on how to find this. Now take care of yourself. You've already survived the hardest part.